Hi guys. Okay, it's Friday and it is day 2 of our new unit, If You Knew Me. So first thing I want you to do is some warm-up sketches here. So go ahead and do this. And you might have done this yesterday, but I'm going to do these in class again. Go ahead and just kind of warm up your hand and do some very simple things. We're going to do some warm-up sketches with gotta scroll down here. The lines, right? Exercise number 1 is the lines all over the place. Try and make them as parallel as you can. Fairly quick warm-up sketch. And then exercise 2 is the swirls and loops. Get our hand going. And then exercise 3 is the boxes. We're going to add on to this on Monday, but I don't want it to take a ton of extra time. Okay. All right. So that's your warm-up sketch. And then for our actual lesson today, whoops, let me go back here. If you knew me. So we're actually going to get into some tutorials, but I want us to review our statement of inquiry. So first of all, our bell ringer, which kind of starts us off, is going to be number 1. Just remember, our statement of inquiry is representation of identity, is affected by the presentation and influences artistry, craft, creation, and beauty, and personal and cultural expression. So personal and cultural expression is our global context, what ties us to the rest of the world. So we're going to kind of look here at one of the most famous paintings of all time, which is the Mona Lisa. The artist is Leonardo da Vinci. He is from Italy. He was part of the Renaissance period, so a time of enlightenment where people started to have more money, be a little bit freer. This was a portrait painting. So somebody commissioned this in order for him to paint it. It was painted in 1503, and the medium is actually oil on a white poplar panel. So you guys are going to be doing your final project on wood. So he also did too. I was fortunate, was able to see this. It's much smaller than you think. It is kind of small, but it's still kind of a really cool thing. Okay, so let's just kind of look at this and let's ask ourselves these 2 questions. These questions are kind of our guiding questions for the unit. So what individual features support the representation of someone's identity? So based on looking at this, what helps us to support who this person is? Well, Mona Lisa is very famous for her eyes. She has these very serene eyes. She's very calm. She's positioned very, like she's standing for a portrait, but her eyes are what is such a giveaway. In fact, there's been quite a few um, questions on this. Some people wonder if it really was a woman because she has very masculine features. If you really look at it, masculine features for the day, or even if it was a younger, has very masculine features, but like a young boy. But anyway, definitely the eyes are what gives it away, and her smile. Her smile is very calm. I'm going to make this a little bigger for you. I'll go ahead and present it. Okay, her features are very small. She has a very long, straight Italian nose. Okay, but this definitely gives away these things right here. What helps give you insight to her, and then the question is, how does the way an artist represents artistry, craft, creation, and beauty influence our idea about a person's identity? Well, based on this, if you're looking at how the artist chose to paint this Mona Lisa, this person is not, she's very calm, right? This is not a high energy painting. You would assume that she has some money because she's painted with expensive clothing. She's obviously in front of some kind of a landscape in the country somewhere, so maybe she has a lot of money. Her hair is not all put up in a very formal do, which a lot of time in 1500s they might. But if you look at this, the artist is trying to point her as a very serene, calm person. So that the artist is representing her in his craft and beauty and all that with being a very mellow and chill person. The other thing, though, is the colors are very dark. It's not a bright and painting that grabs your attention. She has very rich clothing on, and part of that is the oil and probably aging over time. So the artistry he chose to use was oil to help us kind of look at it and say, hey, this person had a lot of money. And it's a very rich medium. Oil is a very rich medium, and that comes through then on the actual painting. Okay, so we're going to visit some of those things every day. So let's get into our actual activity. We're going to learn how to draw facial features. Facial features, if you're looking at it, this will go under criterion B1, demonstrate the acquisition and development of skills and techniques of the art form studied. So go ahead and write that down. I'm actually gonna, yeah, we're gonna use that, okay? What different facial features? Forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, eyes, the nose, the lips, the jawline, all those things, the cheek, the chin, all those things are distinguishable. Some people have very distinguishing chins, the ones that have the little cleft in the middle. So it just kind of depends. We're gonna focus on a couple different things here. So we're gonna work on the eye part of it. So I'm actually going to delete this because it's not B1. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look. First thing I want you to do is you're going to do your work here on the simple eye. I want you to get the most simple techniques of how an eye is put together. And looking at some of your drawings around the room yesterday, some of you guys had the basic concepts, obviously, but you're missing some. So there's a step-by-step tutorial for you to go through here on how to draw realistic eyes. Just go ahead and go through this tutorial. And you can do it step by step. It'll take you through for your basic eye. And you could label it basic eye. Then I want you to go through and do the second one on here, which is realistic eyes. Okay. This is a longer tutorial, but it really shows you how to shade and how to make a realistic eye. This is from Rapid Fire Art, one of my favorites. So the kind of things you're going to need. You don't need the actual name of it, but you will need like a 6B pencil. You need a couple different pencil leads. In order to get some of it lighter and some of it darker, you definitely need some of the lead. So for a realistic eye, you can use a mechanical pencil if you want with an HB. You should have a 4B, which is a softer lead, which will get it darker. And then if you can, you need like a 6B, which is a way bolder pencil that's much darker. You can use a kneaded eraser. It says a blending stump. If you have that, the little blending stump, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. And it says smooth Bristol paper, but you don't really need that. You can use your process journal. Okay. So we're going to go through this tutorial here that takes you from here into creating this. So step by step is that you're going to outline the shape of an eye. Okay. And actually put the highlight in it. So based on what you just did on the minor one, you're going to go ahead and create the basic shape and a shape for an eyebrow. And then you're just going to go through this step by step. It's going to show you how to do this. By the way, this highlight, I know I've talked to you before, our eyes are wet, so they always reflect light. So you always have a highlight in that. The reason you want to do that is it makes eyes look like they're real as opposed to being dead. Once we're dead, you get that vacant look on you, right? So you want to put the highlight in there. So just go ahead and go through this entire tutorial. And you can see how you do on your actual eye. You only have to do the one on it. That is fine. Look at the eyelashes when you're doing it. Eyelashes do not go the whole entire way. A lot of times we put them all the way down here to the tear duct. They actually start right in front of where your iris is. Okay. And that is what I want you to do for today. Only those two. On Monday, we're going to take it into the next step and we're going to draw how to draw realistic eyes in color. Okay. All right. Have a great weekend.